Think Ram trucks are built to last 200,000 miles? They can be, but only if you disable, delete, or completely avoid the 12 engineered features that destroy more Rams than rust and accidents combined. Ram doesn't build disposable trucks, but they installed systems that turn bulletproof engines and frames into ticking time bombs. The difference between a Ram rotting in a junkyard at 80,000 miles and one still hauling at 250,000 isn't luck. It's knowing which factory features kill your truck and how to neutralize them before they strike. Dealerships won't tell you this because warranty work and repairs fund their service departments. Your owner's manual buries these problems in technical language that keeps average Ram owners paying for failures that were completely preventable. In this video, I'm walking you through 12 factory features that destroy Ram reliability. Each one costs thousands when it fails, and most owners never see it coming until the damage is done. Stick around because feature number 1 is currently destroying Hemi engines across the country, and Ram still hasn't issued a proper recall. Let's dive in. Feature number 12, the active grille shutters. Your Ram has motorized grille shutters that open and close based on engine temperature and speed. They're supposed to improve aerodynamics and fuel economy by closing at highway speeds. Here's the problem. These shutters fail constantly, and when they do, they either stick closed or fall apart inside your grille. Stuck closed shutters cause overheating because air can't reach your radiator. The engine runs hot, coolant boils, and you're looking at warped heads or blown gaskets. Stuck open shutters trigger check engine lights and prevent your truck from reaching optimal operating temperature. That kills fuel economy and increases engine wear. The actuator motors fail from road salt, moisture, and vibration. Plastic gears strip, mounting tabs break. I've seen shutters completely disintegrate and jam cooling fans. Ram uses cheap plastic components that can't handle temperature extremes or road debris. Replacing active grille shutters costs $300 to $600 at a dealer. The parts fail every 50,000 to 80,000 miles on average. Here's the solution. Disable them completely. Remove the shutters, disconnect the actuators, and clear the codes. Your truck runs cooler, you eliminate a failure point, and fuel economy barely changes. Real-world testing shows maybe half a mile per gallon difference. I'll take reliability over half an MPG any day. Some guys replace the shutters with fixed grills from base model Rams. That works too. Don't trust any mechanic who says you need functioning grille shutters. You don't. Rams ran for decades without them, and yours will too. Feature number 11, the e-torque mild hybrid system. Ram added e-torque to 3.6-liter V6 and 5.7-liter Hemi engines starting in 2019. It's a belt-driven motor generator that provides start-stop functionality and minor power assist. Sounds great in the brochure. Reality is different. The e-torque system adds complexity, weight, and failure points that traditional engines don't have. The 48-volt battery pack fails. Costs $1,500 to $2,500 to replace. The belt-driven generator fails. That's another $1,200 to $1,800. Wiring harnesses corrode. Cooling systems leak. Software glitches cause rough starts and stalling. Worst part? The fuel economy gains are minimal. Most Ram owners report 1 to 2 miles per gallon improvement at best. That's not worth the $4,000 repair bills when components fail. The e-torque battery sits behind the rear seat in crew cabs. It's exposed to heat, vibration, and moisture. Battery failures are common after 60,000 to 80,000 miles. When the battery dies, your truck goes into limp mode or won't start. Some guys have been stranded because the e-torque system failed and disabled the entire truck. If you're buying a new Ram, skip e-torque completely. Order a non-e-torque engine. You'll save money up front and avoid expensive repairs later. If you already own an e-torque Ram, budget for battery and generator replacement. It's not if they fail, it's when. A $500 extended warranty might actually make sense for e-torque trucks. That's how unreliable these systems are. Ram marketed e-torque as advanced technology. What they built was an expensive reliability nightmare that kills resale value in strands owners. Feature number 10, the air suspension system. Ram's air suspension sounds amazing until it fails. Then you're looking at $2,000 to $4,000 repairs and a truck that can't be driven. Air suspension uses airbags, compressors, sensors, and solenoids to adjust ride height and load leveling. Every single component fails with age and use. The airbags develop leaks from road salt, ozone exposure, and flexing. Once a bag leaks, the truck sags on that corner. The compressor runs constantly trying to maintain pressure. That burns out the compressor motor. Compressor replacement costs $800 to $1,500. Airbag replacement runs $400 to $600 per corner. Most trucks need all 4 bags replaced at the same time because they age together. Height sensors fail and send wrong signals to the system. The truck sits too high or too low. Ride quality suffers. Solenoids stick, leak, or break. More parts to replace. I've seen Ram owners spend $5,000 to $7,000 keeping air suspension functional on trucks with 100,000 to 150,000 miles. The system requires premium parts. You can't cheap out with generic airbags, they fail even faster. Here's what smart Ram owners do. Delete the air suspension completely. Convert to traditional coil springs and shocks. The conversion costs $1,200 to $2,000 depending on parts and labor. After that, you're done. No more air leaks, no more compressor failures, no more sensor problems. The ride quality is actually better with quality coil springs. You lose automatic load leveling, but you gain reliability and lower long-term costs. If you tow heavy, add helper springs or airbags that don't rely on complex electronic systems. Simple mechanical solutions last longer than computerized air suspension. Ram air suspension is a luxury feature that becomes a financial burden. Delete it or avoid it entirely. Feature number 9, the multi-displacement system on Hemi engines. MDS shuts down 4 cylinders during light load cruising to save fuel. In theory, it's brilliant. In practice, it destroys engines. When MDS activates, solenoids shut off oil flow to 4 cylinders. The lifters collapse, valves stay closed, and those cylinders stop firing. The engine runs on 4 cylinders until you accelerate. Then everything reactivates. This constant cycling wears lifters, cam lobes, and valve train components faster than normal operation. The solenoids fail. Lifters stick or collapse permanently. Camshafts wear unevenly. I've seen Hemi engines with wiped cam lobes at 60,000 miles because MDS hammered the same spots over and over. Here's the kicker. MDS only saves about 1 mpg in real-world driving. You're sacrificing engine longevity for basically nothing. Failed MDS components cause ticking noises, rough idle misfires, and check engine lights. Repairs cost $2,500 to $4,500 depending on damage. Some engines need complete cam and lifter replacement. That's $4,000 to $6,000. The solution? Disable MDS permanently. You can install a MDS delete device that plugs into your OBD2 port. It tricks the computer into thinking MDS is functioning but prevents activation. These devices cost $150 to $300. Installation takes 5 minutes. Your truck runs on 8 cylinders all the time. Fuel economy drops 1 miles per gallon. Engine life increases dramatically. Alternatively, some tuners disable MDS through ECU programming. That's permanent and can't be accidentally reset. Either way, killing MDS is the single best thing you can do for Hemi longevity. Ram still includes MDS on current engines despite thousands of failures. They prioritize EPA fuel economy ratings over engine durability. Don't let their engineering decisions ruin your truck. Feature number 8, the 68 RFE transmission in heavy-duty Rams. This transmission powers 2,500 and 3,500 trucks with 6.7-liter Cummins diesel engines. It's known for failures, especially when towing or hauling. The 68 RFE uses electronic solenoids, clutch packs, and a torque converter that can't handle sustained heavy loads. Solenoids fail and cause harsh shifting or no shifting. Clutch packs wear out and slip. The torque converter shutters or locks up randomly. Transmission coolers crack and leak. I've seen 68 RFE transmissions fail at 40,000 miles in trucks used for heavy towing. That's unacceptable for a heavy-duty truck. Rebuilds cost $3,500 to $5,500. Replacements run $6,000 to $8,000 with a new unit. Here's the deal. The 68 RFE wasn't designed for the power and torque of modern Cummins engines. Ram used it because it was cheap and available. If you own a heavy-duty Ram with a 68 RFE, change transmission fluid every 30,000 miles. Don't wait for 60,000. Use Mopar ATF Plus 4 fluid only. Install an aftermarket transmission cooler with a temperature gauge. Keep fluid temps below 200 degrees during towing. Over 200 degrees, the fluid breaks down and clutches start slipping. Consider a transmission tune from a reputable company. These tunes adjust shift points and pressure to reduce wear. Some tunes increase transmission life by 50,000 miles or more. If your 68 RFE fails, don't rebuild it with stock parts. Upgrade to heavy-duty clutches, billet torque converter, and improved solenoids. That adds $1,000 to $2,000 to the rebuild cost, but prevents repeat failures. Better yet, swap to an ASIN transmission if you're doing serious towing. The ASIN is what Ram should have used from the beginning. It handles power, lasts longer, and shifts smoother. Swap costs $8,000 to $12,000, but you're done worrying about transmission failures. The 68 RFE is proof that Ram cuts corners on critical components. Don't let their cheapness cost you thousands. Feature number 7, the TIPM, which stands for Totally Integrated Power Module. This is the electrical control center on 2007 to 2016 Rams. It controls everything from fuel pumps to wipers to lights, and it fails constantly. TIPM failures cause random electrical problems that drive owners insane. Fuel pumps shut off while driving. Horn honks randomly. Wipers activate on their own. Doors lock and unlock repeatedly. Check engine lights appear for no reason. Some trucks won't start, others stall in traffic. The TIPM uses cheap relays and circuit boards that fail from heat, vibration, and corrosion. Ram issued a recall for some TIPMs, but it didn't cover all affected trucks. Owners are left paying $800 to $1,200 for TIPM replacement. Here's the catch. New TIPMs often fail just as fast as the originals because Ram didn't fix the underlying design problems. I've seen trucks go through 3 or 4 TIPMs in 100,000 miles. That's $4,000 in parts alone. The solution is aftermarket rebuilt TIPMs with upgraded components. Companies like Flagship One and North Shore TIPM rebuild modules with better relays and improved circuit boards. They cost about the same as dealer parts but last much longer. Some guys install external relays for critical systems like the fuel pump. If the TIPM fails, the external relay keeps the fuel pump running so you can limp home. If you own a 2007 to 2016 Ram, assume your TIPM will fail. Keep a spare in your toolbox or know where to get one fast. Don't get stranded because Ram installed garbage electronics. The TIPM is the most frustrating Ram problem because it's completely random. Your truck runs fine for months, then suddenly dies because a $5 relay failed inside a $1,000 module. Feature number 6, the dashboard that cracks and warps in sunlight. This affects 2002 to 2008 Rams primarily, but some newer trucks show the same problem. The dashboard develops cracks along the top near the windshield and around the airbag. Cracks start small and spread over time until your entire dash looks like a dried riverbed. Ram used cheap plastic with poor UV resistance. Heat and sunlight destroy the material. The dashboard warps, pulls away from the windshield, and creates gaps big enough to see through. Dealers want $2,000 to $3,500 for dashboard replacement. That's parts and labor. You can't just fill the cracks. The plastic is too far gone. Here's what Ram owners do. Buy a dashboard cover and prevent further damage. Covers cost $50 to $150 and protect the dash from UV exposure. If the cracks bother you, replace the dash with a used one from a truck that lived in a cold climate. Northern trucks have better dashboards because they saw less sun exposure. Replacement dashes from junkyards cost $300 to $600. Installation is DIY possible if you're patient. Some guys install aftermarket dashboards made from better materials. These cost more upfront but don't crack like factory dashes. The cracked dashboard doesn't affect truck performance, but it kills resale value. Buyers see a cracked dash and assume the truck was neglected. Even if everything else is perfect, that dashboard costs you $2,000 to $3,000 at trade in time. Ram knew about this problem and did nothing. No recall, no fix, no acknowledgement. They left owners dealing with a defect that should never have happened. Feature number 5, the exhaust manifold bolts that snap and cause leaks. This hits 2003 to 2008 Rams with 5.7-liter Hemi engines hardest. But newer trucks aren't immune. The exhaust manifold bolts are too small and weak for the job. They're exposed to extreme heat cycles, vibration, and corrosion. Over time, the bolts stretch, weaken, and snap. Once a bolt breaks, the manifold leaks. You hear a loud ticking noise from the engine bay. The leak gets worse over time. Broken manifold bolts cause rough idle, reduced power, and failed emissions tests. Exhaust gases escape before reaching oxygen sensors, so the computer can't tune fuel delivery properly. Here's the nightmare. Removing broken manifold bolts from aluminum heads is difficult. The bolts often break flush with the head. You can't grab them with pliers. Mechanics drill them out or use extractor tools. Sometimes the threads strip and need repair inserts. Labor costs skyrocket because it's tedious work. Manifold bolt repair costs $800 to $1,500 depending on how many bolts broke and how hard they are to extract. If you catch it early and only one bolt broke, maybe $300 to $500. Wait too long and you're looking at multiple broken bolts and damaged threads. The fix is replacing all manifold bolts with upgraded versions from companies like Dorman or ARP. These bolts are larger diameter, stronger material, and resist breaking. The upgrade costs $100 to $200 in parts. Do it when you're already fixing broken bolts so you don't repeat this job in another 50,000 miles. Hemi exhaust manifold bolts are a known weak point. Ram should have recalled and fixed this years ago. Instead, they left owners paying for poor engineering. Feature number 4, the tailgate that develops cracks and breaks at the hinges. Ram tailgates crack where the handle mounts and where the hinges attach. The metal is too thin and the design concentrates stress at weak points. Slamming the tailgate, carrying heavy loads in the bed, or even normal use causes cracks over time. Once cracks start, they spread. The tailgate sags, doesn't close properly, and eventually breaks completely. I've seen tailgates fall off trucks because hinge cracks went unnoticed. Replacing a Ram tailgate costs $800 to $1,500 for the part alone. Add paint matching and installation, you're at $1,500 to $2,500 total. That's insane for a tailgate. Here's the solution. Inspect tailgate hinges and handle mounting points regularly. Look for hairline cracks in the metal. If you spot cracks early, weld reinforcement plates over the affected areas. That costs $200 to $400 and prevents total failure. Never slam your tailgate. Lower it gently every time. Use tailgate assist shocks that slow the drop and reduce impact stress. These cost $50 to $100 and install in minutes. When hauling heavy loads in the bed, support them properly. Don't rest weight directly on the tailgate. Use the bed floor and tie downs. Some Ram owners replace factory tailgates with aftermarket units made from thicker metal. These cost about the same as factory but last longer. The tailgate problem shows how Ram prioritizes appearance over durability. They used thin metal to save weight and cost. Owners pay the price when tailgates crack and fail. Feature number 3, the rear window defroster that stops working. Rams lose rear window defrosters constantly. The heating element fails, connections corrode, or the switch goes bad. You turn on the defroster and nothing happens. The window stays fogged or iced over. This is a safety issue in cold weather when you can't see behind you. The heating element is embedded in the glass. It's a series of thin metal lines baked into the rear window. These lines break from stress, age, or improper cleaning. Once broken, that section doesn't heat. Sometimes the entire grid fails. Dealers want $400 to $800 to diagnose and repair defroster problems. Often they say you need a new rear window. That's $600 to $1,200 installed. Here's what you do instead. Buy a defroster repair kit for $15 to $30. These kits include conductive paint that repairs broken grid lines. Clean the window, apply the paint following instructions, and let it cure. Most repairs work fine if you're careful. If the connections at the edges of the window are corroded, clean them with electrical contact cleaner and apply dielectric grease. That fixes 80% of defroster problems for under $10. If the switch is bad, replacement switches cost $30 to $60. Installation is simple. You don't need dealer diagnostics to fix a defroster. Check the grid, check the connections, check the switch. One of those is your problem. A $20 repair beats a $1,000 window replacement every time. Ram defrosters fail because the grid design is poor and connections aren't weatherproofed. Simple problems that Ram refuses to fix properly. Feature number 2, the 3.0-liter EcoDiesel emission system that clogs and fails. Ram's EcoDiesel uses exhaust gas recirculation, diesel particulate filter, and diesel exhaust fluid injection to meet emission standards. All of these systems fail and cost thousands to repair. The EGR valve clogs with carbon and soot. It sticks open or closed. That causes rough running, poor fuel economy, and check engine lights. EGR cleaning or replacement costs $800 to $1,500. The diesel particulate filter clogs and requires regeneration. If regeneration fails, the filter must be replaced. That's $2,000 to $3,500. The DEF injection system freezes, clogs, or fails. Heater elements burn out. Injectors clog. DEF tank sensors fail. Each component costs $500 to $1,200 to replace. I've seen EcoDiesel owners spend $8,000 to $12,000 on emissions repairs in the first 100,000 miles. That wipes out any fuel savings from diesel efficiency. The worst part? These aren't isolated failures. They're expected maintenance on EcoDiesel engines. If you own an EcoDiesel, use premium diesel fuel with detergents. Change oil every 5,000 miles with approved low ash oil. Run the engine hard occasionally to burn off carbon buildup. Let regeneration cycles complete without interruption. Consider deleting emissions equipment if it's legal in your area. Deleted EcoDiesels run cleaner, make more power, and avoid expensive failures. Delete kits cost $2,000 to $4,000 installed, but eliminate $10,000 in future repairs. If you're buying a used Ram, avoid EcoDiesels unless you know the full service history. Too many trucks have deferred emissions maintenance that turns into $8,000 repair bills. The Hemi or Cummins are more reliable and cheaper to maintain long-term. Feature number 1. The Hemi lifter and camshaft failures that are destroying engines right now. This is the most expensive and widespread Ram problem currently affecting thousands of trucks. 5.7-liter Hemi engines from 2009 to present develop lifter failures that wipe out camshafts and require complete engine rebuilds. The problem starts with the roller lifters. They're supposed to ride smoothly on the camshaft lobes, but cheap materials and poor manufacturing cause the lifter rollers to seize or the lifter bodies to collapse. When a lifter fails, it hammers the cam lobe. Metal shavings circulate through the engine. Other lifters fail. Cam lobes wear flat. Valves don't open properly. The engine misfires, loses power, and ticks loudly. Once the cam is damaged, you need a complete rebuild. New camshaft, all new lifters, valve train inspection, oil system flush. That costs $4,000 to $6,000 at a shop. Some engines are so damaged they need replacement. That's $8,000 to $12,000. Ram has issued multiple service bulletins about lifter failures, but refuses to recall or fix trucks under warranty unless you fight them. Owners are stuck with massive repair bills for a defect Ram knows exists. The lifter problem is caused by MDS in many cases. The constant cycling wears lifters faster, but even non-MDS Hemis fail. Ram used cheap lifters to save a few dollars per engine. Here's what you do. Disable MDS immediately if your truck has it. That reduces lifter wear. Change oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles with quality synthetic. Use oils with high zinc content like Pennzoil Ultra Platinum or Valvoline VR1. Zinc protects lifter surfaces. If you hear any ticking from the engine, have it inspected immediately. Early lifter failure might only damage 1 or 2 cam lobes. Wait too long and the entire valve train is destroyed. Some Ram owners install aftermarket lifters from companies that build stronger components. These cost $1,000 to $1,500 for parts but prevent failures. If you're already rebuilding, upgrade the lifters. Don't reinstall the same junk that failed. Hemi lifter failures prove Ram doesn't stand behind their products. They'll sell you a truck with a known defect and leave you paying for repairs. Don't trust Ram to do the right thing. Protect yourself by disabling MDS, using good oil, and catching problems early. These 12 features destroy Ram reliability and cost owners billions in repairs. Every single problem is preventable or fixable if you know what to watch for. Your Ram can last 200,000 miles or more with proper care, but only if you neutralize these engineered failure points. Don't let Ram's poor decisions ruin your truck. Take control, make the fixes, and keep your Ram running strong.